Hey guys, welcome back to the Python series, and today we're going to be building for many Python projects. We're going to put everything we have learned into practice. This is gonna be fun, so let's dive right in. Alright guys, the first project we're going to be building is a simple calculator. It's simply just gonna ask the user for two numbers and it's gonna add those two numbers together. So we'll create a variable, let's call it num1, which will store the first number, and we'll set it equal to. Now let me ask you guys a question. What function do we use to ask the user a question? We use the input function in Python. So we'll set our num1 variable equal to our input function, which accepts a string as an argument or a question. So now we'll say enter the first number. And now we'll need to get the second number. So let's create another variable. We'll call it num2 and we'll set it equal to input. And then we'll say enter the second number. Finally, we'll need to find the sum of these two variables. So let's type print and then we'll say the sum is colon and then we'll add a comma right here and we'll need to add these two variables together. So we'll write num1 plus num2. And now we can save our code and then we can run it. And you'll see when we run our code, it will ask us for our first number. So let's enter our first number, let's say 45. And now it will ask us for our second number, and we'll say 30. And when we press enter, guys, you'll realize something strange will happen. So if we press enter, you'll see it combined the two numbers instead of giving us the correct sum. So why did that happen? That's because, guys, the input function returns a string. It doesn't return a number directly. So we have to perform type conversion by converting the string into a number. So we'll go right inside of our num1 variable before our input function, and we'll simply type the float function and then an open parentheses, and now we'll need to close off that parentheses. So that will simply just convert our string into a number. And then we'll do this for our num2 variable as well. So we'll save our code now, and then we will run it. And now, guys, it will ask us to enter our first number. So we'll enter 45 and then 30, and then we'll press enter, and you'll see we'll get 75. And there we got our sum, guys. So let's test out our simple calculator again. Let's try to run it. And now let's enter another number. Let's say 12.3. And then let's add the second number will be 7. So if we press enter, you'll see we'll get 19.3. So we just built a simple calculator for our first mini project, guys. The second project we're going to be building, guys, is a rectangle area calculator. We're going to be drawing a rectangle onto the screen, and we're going to be showing the length and the width of the rectangle, and then we're going to display the area of the rectangle. So let's start by asking the user the length and the width of the rectangle. So let's create a variable, we'll call it length, and we'll set it equal to float, and then we'll call our input function, and then we will ask the user enter the length of the rectangle. And now let's do it for our width. So we'll create a variable, call it width, and we'll set it equal to float input, enter the width of the rectangle. And now let's draw our rectangle. So we'll have a print statement, and we'll use the asterisk symbol to draw our rectangle shape. So let's have a bunch of asterisks inside of our print statement, and this will be the top part of our rectangle. So we'll copy this print statement and let's paste it down here, and this will be the bottom part of our rectangle. And now let's have a print statement in between here, So we'll have a asterisk, and then we'll add some spacing, and then we'll have another asterisk. And now guys, you can see we have a small little rectangle. Let's copy this middle part a few times. And now you guys can see we have a nice little rectangle shape within our print statement. And now we will want to display our length and our width for our rectangle. So let's start with our width. So we'll go at this middle print statement and we'll add a space, and then we'll type width inside of our string, and we'll set it equal to, and then outside of our string we'll add a comma and we'll print out our width variable. And now let's do that for our length. So we'll type print, and then we'll add some spacing, then we'll type length equal, and then we'll add a comma, then we'll print out our length variable. And we'll find the area of our rectangle now. So we'll type print, and then we'll say the area of the rectangle is colon, and then we will have a comma right here, and then we'll say our length variable times our width variable. And now guys, we can save our code and then we can run it. And you'll see it will ask us to enter the length of the rectangle. So let's enter our length, let's say 3, and then we'll press enter. Then the width, let's say 6, and then we'll press enter. And now you'll see it will draw the rectangle, and it gives us the width is 6, the length is 3, and the area is 18. Now guys, we just built the rectangle area calculator. So I give you guys a challenge now. Write the calculator so that it gives us or asks us for a unit and gives us the area with the unit inside of it. The third project we're going to build, guys, is a triangle area calculator. We'll ask the user for the base and the height of the triangle, and we'll draw a triangle, and then we'll give the user the area of the triangle. So let's start by asking the user for the base of the triangle. So we'll create a variable, we'll call it base, and we'll set it equal to float, and then we'll call our input function, and then we'll say enter the base of the triangle colon space, and then we'll need to get the height now, so we'll say height equals to float input, and then we'll say enter the height of the triangle space. And now let's draw our triangle. So we'll type print, and let's add some spacing, then we'll have a forward slash and a vertical bar. And now let's copy this print statement and we'll paste it down here. And now we'll add a space in between there. Let's add a space right there. And now guys, you can see the triangle shape forming. So we box space, add some space in between there. And let's add a underscore right here to draw the base of the triangle. So now we have a small little triangular shape, guys. And we'll need to display our base and our height for our triangle. So let's do that. So we'll go to this middle print statement, and we'll add a space in our string, and let's say this will be our height equals to, and then we'll add a comma and we'll print out our height variable. And now at the bottom now we'll add another print statement, and we'll print out the base for our triangle. So we'll say add a space, then we'll say base equal to, and then we'll add a comma outside of here, and then we'll print out our base variable. And now we'll calculate the area of our triangle. So let's do that. So we'll add a print statement, and then we'll say area of the triangle is colon, and then we'll add a comma, and then we'll type the base times the height, and then we'll simply do a divided by 2. So the forward slash is the divide operator, the asterisk is the multiplication operator. And now we can save our code and then we can run it. And now it will ask us to enter the base of the triangle. So let's enter the base. We'll type 12 and then we'll press enter. Enter the height, let's say 3, and we'll press enter. And now it will print out our triangle. Say the height is 3, the base is 12. Area of the triangle is 18. And now guys, we just built our triangle area calculator. I give you guys another challenge. Make it so that the unit is displayed within our height, base, and our area. Alright guys, the fourth and last project we're going to build is the area of a circle calculator. So we'll start by importing the math module in Python. So let's type import math. And now we will ask the user for the radius of the circle. So let's create a variable, call it radius, and we'll set it equal to float input, and then we'll say enter the radius of the circle colon space. And now we'll need to calculate the area of the circle. So we'll type print and then we'll say area of the circle is colon, and then we will need to get the area of a circle now. So the formula is pi times r squared. So in Python, we'll use the pi constant from the math library or the math module that we imported. So we'll simply type math.pi and then this asterisk symbol for multiplication, and then our radius variable, and then these double asterisks to raise to a power, and then 2 to square our radius. And now that should find the area of our circle. So let's save our code and then we'll run it. And it will now ask us to enter the radius of the circle. So let's enter the radius, let's say 3. And then when we press enter, you'll see it says the area of the circle is 28.27. And we just built the area of a circle calculator, guys. I give you guys another challenge. Add the unit to the answer of the area. And that is it, guys. We just built 4 mini projects in Python. I hope you all had some fun. I hope you all learned something valuable. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next episode.